So folks, it's finally happening. You know, I've been wanting to talk about this for a very long time, and frankly, I needed to get out the brick wall background and tell you guys that, unfortunately, I'm not quitting anytime soon. And let me explain a couple things to you guys, since I normally don't make videos like this. Why, hello YouTube, Camodo Gaming here, and today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. Well, it's not really different because you see American Truck Simulator on the screen and I'm running a job right now, but we're gonna talk about something a little bit different. I normally don't do videos that are very personal, even though if you've watched my mine and OB's like ATS videos, we do kind of do like a podcast style, which typically involves like personal stuff. But yeah, you probably saw the title and you're probably panicking, clicking in, going, what's going on? And no, I know the thumbnail's not me looking sad in the camera or anything. It's actually, I'm not really sad at all. Like, I'm actually really happy with what's going on right now. But I feel like there's kind of the need to go into some things that I know I see a lot of comments, a lot of like almost like shorts and reels about like my channel and a couple other people's channels going like, hey, what happened? You know, and like, what's going on? Bro fell off. And yeah, I'm kind of piggybacking off of a video OB made a couple weeks ago where he says it's called like the future of OB. And I feel like it's probably a good way to kind of connect with my viewers, which I'm thankful for you guys tuning in right now. And explain a couple things that's going on with the channel and some things that you might have noticed and some things that are, frankly, I think actually bothering people, which we'll go into some of that. And we're going to talk about the time that I almost quit YouTube and a time recently when I almost quit again. We'll talk about a little bit of everything here. So real quick announcement before we get into all the fun stuff, which also if you have questions, you can comment down below. I'm going to try to answer a lot of questions on this video. So go ahead and get typing down below. But short announcement or quick announcement, we are going to be at Too Many Games here in a couple weeks. Me and OB will be. Unfortunately, Spy can't make it. But me and OB, I think on Sunday, we'll be signing and taking pictures with viewers. Also, I'll be around the con pretty much all weekend, so we'll be able to kind of pop in. And if you guys are around, just message me on, I don't know, Twitter or something, or just look for us. And yeah, we'll be happy to hang out and sign some stuff, whatever you guys want. So that's in Philadelphia. I don't know if I've already mentioned that. I'll have some information up on screen. But yeah, I wanted to do a little quick couple jobs here. I'm running this red light. Screw this. This isn't replacing like the mine and OB's podcast thing. This is just something a little bit more personal that I wanted to do. So there's a couple things I do want to address, and it's stuff that I've seen where it's like, man, bro fell off. Bro doesn't do this. You know, bro should quit YouTube. And frankly, I can't quit right now. I mean, we're still doing really well. It's like we're getting between 15 and like 20 million views a month. Like, that hasn't changed. My want to do this hasn't changed. I absolutely love my job, and I actually like what I'm doing right now, probably more than ever. And let me explain. I like simulation games. I like car games. Like BeamNG is like the dream game. Like if I was a child, like I wanted that as a kid. I had just like PlayStation 1 and like Sega Genesis. So yeah, I genuinely enjoy the games that I'm playing on the channel right now. Not to say I didn't enjoy the games back then in the quote-unquote glory days or the good old days, which people like to call it. It is actually really odd seeing the amount of like nostalgia comments and all that, and it made me realize that, man, I'm really old. And that, yeah, I've been doing YouTube for close to 10 years. I would say probably my tone during recent like American Truck Simulators with OB, sometimes I seem like I might be a little on the negative side, like, oh man, I'm not going to do this much longer, which there is a chance that I might not do this much longer. I don't know. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. But right now, I actually feel really good. Like, I'm happy doing what we're doing right now. But I do understand a lot of the comments and concerns, like, hey, why aren't you doing this? What happened? Bro used to get like 60 million or 50 million views a month. There's a couple factors, I would say. COVID, the pandemic, that was a big thing. Like, it was like a very unfortunate thing, obviously, but it was weird because it really boosted our channels because everybody was home. And then we were just kind of hitting the right things, I think, at the right time, say with a lot of the trendy stuff that we were doing, Gmods, a little bit like Among Us and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a really, I don't want to say it was a good time because that's probably not the appropriate word, but it was a good time for the channel. Like, we were growing, and we still are growing. And that's the thing I want to tell everybody. Like, we're just growing. It's almost just like a little bit different audience, but I still get a lot of comments every day going like, hey, what happened to this series? Why did you stop doing this? Did you basically forget who you were or what made you popular? And it's like, no, not really. We'll talk about some future plans here in a minute, but I kind of want to go over some of the, I guess you could say, the past. I'm also, actually, I think I can go out through this way. I don't have a load with me anymore. But yeah, let's start with some of the old, like the G mods and the Brick Rigs role plays. This was stuff that I used to love doing, but as I got older, and as I saw like audience wants change, it's just something that I kind of really burnt myself out on, especially the Brick Rigs roleplay stuff. And I felt like, you know, we left off on some really good notes with that, but it's just kind of all a part of like getting older, and even my audience getting older. You know, a lot of the nostalgia comments I see, I'm like, man, if you were watching this like 6 years ago and they're like, oh, you were my childhood, it's like, you were a kid. Now you're most likely a teenager or something. And it's like, would that content even interest you anymore? And I think I have kind of the answer to that, because I've done recently, you'll occasionally see like a Brick Rigs roleplay or some sort of random video pop up on my channel. Just me, you know, testing the waters, seeing like what there is, you know, as far as audience for stuff like that right now. And for the most part, those videos do absolutely terrible. It's like one of those things where it's like, I think it was a good thing for its time. And I think another big thing was we were really up on like the trends, like the trendy characters, especially with like Gmod, like, you know, like the Siren Head, a lot of the FNAF stuff. Like, we were on top of that. And honestly, a lot of that kind of burnt me out eventually, where it's like, you know, are the viewers there for me, or are they there for, you know, oh, we're just doing this kind of trendy thing that's popular for the time? And yeah, that kind of, honestly, it was a little mentally taxing. It was like, oh man, it's like, do people actually like watching my videos, or do they like it because we're doing this one thing? Which I think it's a mixture of both, to be honest with you. But yeah, I kind of grew out of it. I kind of grew into like more into what I am today, as far as like simulators, car stuff, road trip games. I really love road trip games. And yeah, honestly, yeah, we have changed. I've changed a lot. I mean, I would say maybe I've probably changed the most out of the group. Potentially, I mean, others might think different, but that's just kind of how I feel. But yeah, it was like one of those things I wanted to tell you guys, like kind of what happened, what changed, why I stopped doing some of the things I do, which, by the way, I do have a second channel called Camodo too. We still do like some role plays and stuff in Gmod. We still do stuff like Repo and a lot of the games that I feel don't fit my main channel now. And it's very obvious they don't fit my main channel, because I will sit there and do, like I said, an experiment where I'm like, oh, let me do like a roleplay style video. And normally those are the worst videos on my channel. I don't know if it's just the way YouTube pushes out videos to the algorithm, or really how it works. Honestly, that's probably something we've been asking ourselves for years. Like, how does this algorithm thingy work? So yeah, you can always go check out my second channel. Say you got that itch for Gmod or something. But my thing is, I think my audience has changed. I think, you know, people have gotten older. I've gotten older. Maybe it's just stuff that I don't want to do consistently to get views on YouTube, which to me, the trends now are really kind of weird, like the brain rot and all that. So, like, it's just something that I'm not as interested in chasing. But, you know, there's other YouTubers that do it, and, you know, power to them. I am just as guilty. I used to do it, too. Like, I mean, we were doing it with, like, Siren Head and all that, you know, in Gmod. And, yeah, it's just like one of those things where it's like, right now, I'm not in that position to where I want to chase views that way. Like, I'm perfectly actually happy with what I'm doing. Also, I need to go forward here. I don't know why we can't do it. There's a rest stop down there. Why can't I go that way? So yeah, that's what's changed. If that actually kind of answers questions, and I know I'll probably get some more questions down in the comments section asking about other games, say like Tiny Town, for instance. I've been getting quite a few of those as of recent, and yeah, Tiny Town's just one of those things where it's like, I tried coming back with that about a year ago, and it flopped massively. And I'm like, no. It's like, you know, in the back of your head, you tell yourself, like, oh, maybe this is what my audience wants to see, and then you do it, and it does really bad. And it's like, that's not what YouTube wants, I think. So it's like, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and that kind of brings us to the future of the channel. I plan to still expand to more like simulator style games, road trip games. Of course, BeamNG is just kind of a staple of the channel right now. The devs are super active with it, and I love the game. Like, it is like honestly one of those games I will go play in my free time, and I don't play a lot of games in my free time anymore. The older I've gotten, and probably it doesn't help that most AAA games are really, really bad now these days, so I don't like playing them. But yeah, it's just like one of those things where it's like I've grown up, and I feel like a lot of my audience has grown up, and nostalgia is a heck of a thing. It's like, hey, you know, you kind of want to relive that childhood moment or something, and I get it. But yeah, anything as far as the future, like I'm not quitting anytime soon. I had my moments where I wanted to just like drop it all and be like, I don't want to do this anymore, which we're about to actually go over a couple of those. But if there was ever any concerns, or say if I sound like snippy or almost like angry when I respond to stuff, it really isn't. It's just kind of just me being almost like tired of answering certain questions. So I figured I'd make a video where it's like kind of explain what happened and kind of what's going on for the future. So yeah, no plans on quitting anytime soon. I still feel like right now we're building a community, because I see a lot of the same people in my comment section now. So I'm like, oh yeah, I've got a lot of return viewers. So definitely thankful for you guys. And yeah, I'm excited to see what games and stuff that we get to play in the future, and kind of where the channel grows, because that's one thing I am extremely thankful for, is the whole fact that I am still growing on YouTube, and I'm still getting to do this. Like, I have almost been doing this for 10 years. It hit me the other day. I was sitting there going, man, I think it's like January, February is my 10th year on YouTube, and I remember the day I decided that I was going to do YouTube. Trust me, I was in like a very, very unhappy job, and I was like, I want to go do what these other people are doing, which I think at the time I was watching, it was a group called The Crew, and they did like a lot of Modern Warfare and even some GTA. So I was like, I want to do that. And like I said, I'm thankful that I found like OB and Spy, and wow, we've been almost all together for probably about 8 years. But that does bring me back to the quitting thing. In 2017, and I don't think you can even see it anymore because it's been years ago, but I had a gap of about 2 months of not uploading. Like, I had been going strong since early 2016, and I was like, this is what I want to do. But I managed to make myself miserable really quick. I was playing, and it's nothing against Scrap Mechanic, but I used to love to do builds. And they were like really big, like town builds. And I remember burning myself out so hard. And I got into that situation where I kind of was in again, you know, it was probably about 2 years ago, where I was like, are people actually watching because of me? Or are they watching because of the builds? And if you watch a lot of those videos, like, I had no personality in those videos. There was nothing there. It was just like, hey, look at this cool thing I built. And I was afraid of, like, if I didn't have that, if I wasn't able to come up with cool new builds, nobody was going to watch me, because nobody actually cared about like the personality side. So yeah, I actually took off, like, it was two months. I remember I just kind of stopped talking to people. I eventually got around to going back to, it was the multiplayer Mondays with Scrapman, Con, and Moonbo. I kind of got back a little bit into those, and then finally, I think I did another episode of like the town. I revisited it. And a lot of people were genuinely happy to see me back. And I was like, oh, maybe people do actually kind of like me. So I remember doing that, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to commit to this. And then, of course, we started doing brick rigs, and it all kind of took off and snowballed, and it exploded. And honestly, it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Like, I still have to kind of pinch myself going like, how the heck did that happen? But it probably brings me to the second time I almost quit. That was in, I want to say it was right around early, or actually it was mid 23. I kind of was coming off of all the Gmod stuff that we were doing and all that, and then views were dropping, and I thought to myself again, I was like, did people actually like me, or was it because I was doing a lot of just trendy stuff that people liked for the time? And it kind of hit me again, and I was like, why am I doing this? You know, like, should I be doing this anymore? And yeah, I considered just making a video and just like going, okay, I'm kind of done. But once again, you know, stuff like BeamNG was really picking up for me, and I was starting to get into simulators and more like long-form, long-drive videos and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what, I think people actually do enjoy the content, which is great. So I should keep pushing, because obviously it's still my dream job. Like, I love what I do. So yeah, as far as like the actual future and stuff, like it's, I mean, I'm still just going to keep going forward with it the way I have been. Now, some games might slot in here or there. I'm still going to do multiplayer videos with Spy and OB. I still enjoy those guys. It's like basically getting to play with your best friends each day, which is really cool. But I feel like maybe somebody's going to see this video and maybe it'll make sense a little bit more as to why we've changed and what we're doing. And like I said, some of that might even come back. You never know. Like Camodo 2 is a nice outlet for me to be able to do those style of videos that might appeal to almost like a little bit even younger audience, which I still think ultimately I have a fairly young audience. But I would definitely say my audience is older than it was 5 years ago. Well, I mean, literally, they would be older if you were still watching, but the people that are subbing now. So yeah, I want to keep both going right now. Camodo 2, I took a little break there, but we're kind of back into full swing on that channel. And I like to post maybe about 3 to 4 videos on it a week. A lot of times it's just going to be like Gmods, repos, and like Phasmophobia. But I'm not opposed to trying some different games, especially if we get another good Backrooms game. I love Backrooms games. So yeah, if you've got any comments, concerns, questions, put them down below. I'm going to try to actually answer a bunch of questions, and it could be questions directly related to the channel. Like, I'm perfectly fine with that. I know a lot of times I would deflect those questions and be like, I'm not answering this. But I kind of feel like finally it's like a kind of the need to explain like what's going on, how I'm feeling, and just kind of give you guys a little insight as to how my brain functions other than just destroying stuff, because I feel like that's my personality now. I'm pretty sure that's what most people expect from me, is to either screw it up or destroy it on my channel. So thank you guys for all the love and support, and hopefully we're gonna keep going for at least a good little bit. I don't know. You never know with YouTube and what might happen to the platform or what might change. But yeah, just rest assured, nothing's happening at the current moment, and we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing.